Everybody, so today we're doing a simple charge mechanic for the many guns that are out there. Starts at neutral, you've got two keys or one key. I will do the complex two key version. So the one key is the charge key, which charges the gun, and the other key is the fire key, which charges the gun if it's not charged yet. So we've got four states. So neutral, charging, charged, discharging. So you've got sound with them playing, interrupting each other while it's progressing. So let's see what the charge key would do. If you're on neutral, right there, it would put your gun to charging mode, and after some duration, it will put it to charge mode. As soon as you hold the charge key, it's gonna stay there. If you release the charge key and the fire key is not down, it's going to discharge and then back to neutral. Now, if you press the key again while the gun is discharging and you want to recharge it, it will interrupt the timer of the discharging state and will reset back to charging state at duration 0, and then back to charged. So the same thing happens with fire, but there's one extra step. It's the same logic, but if the gun is charged and your key is down, you can execute the fire logic for every X seconds. It does not affect this part, the left part. That's why I've put it in a square box. So let's see how we would implement this. So as you can see, it's neutral. If I press the charge key, it goes charging and charged. If I release it, discharging in neutral. Now if I press the fire key, see the pew pew? So yeah, if I have the charge key pressed and then I press the fire key, same thing happens. I can release it, can have it right there. So as you can see, I can go from discharging to charging and then charged by interrupting it. So first person character, we've got a couple of audio components added. So this is our discharge sound, our charge up sound, our fire sound, and our charge loop, which is supposed to be a sound that loops. For example, if the gun is charged, something like the minigun spinning, for example. So we also got a minigun state enum. Neutral is charging, is charged, and is discharging. So that's what I use. They turned out to be easier that way. We've got is fire down, is charge down, which we update, populate right there. So my charge key would be G and my fire key would be H. And then basic update logic on the booleans. Now there's our logic tree, which I'll explain later. Here we update the timers, so we just add delta seconds and set them with their previous value. And I've got another part, which is our debugging part. We just print out the state of the minigun each frame, so you can know what it's like without having to implement some kind of visual first, so you know it's working and it does not get fucked up. Then I've got some methods that I use on my end of the logic tree, which are the shoot, start charging, check charging, start discharging, and check discharging. So let's walk you through these. The first thing is the shoot. So if the gun is charging, which we check before calling this method, and 0.15 seconds have passed before the last time we've shot, we just print string pew, so that's your shooting logic right there, and then we reset the timer. Now start charging and start discharging are kind of similar, so we set the timer to 0, so we reset it, and then we set the state to is charging or discharging in our start discharging method, and then we play the charge up or the discharge sound and stopping the other two, so we interrupt the other sounds and override them in a way. So, and then check charging and check discharging are kind of similar as well. So I've got a constant value of 4.2 for the both the charge up and the discharge timers. So it takes the same time to fully charge then takes it to discharge. So we set the minigun state to is charged after 0.2 seconds have passed, and we do the interrupting with the sounds. So same thing happens with discharge. We set the minigun state to neutral because after discharging we come to neutral and then we stop all the sounds, so nothing sounds really. But the fire sound is played once every time we fire. The discharge sound is played whenever the weapon starts discharging. The charge up sound plays whenever the weapon starts charging, and the charge loop I've already told you. So let's check our logic tree. It's called every tick frame, and we've got a very basic priority check right there. So the fire key has a bigger priority than the charge down key. So the fire key does whatever the charge down key does, but it also fires. So as you can see, if the fire key is down, we do execute the is charge key down logic, and then we also check if the weapon is on charge state. So we check the timer so we can shoot. Now I'll walk you through the middle one in the end because it's a little bit more complex. And then if nor the fire key or the charge key is down, so if the gun is charging or is charged, we start discharging. But if it's already discharging, we check if it has been discharging for the predefined time, which in our case is 0.2 seconds right there, and then we set the weapon to neutral mode. Now if the fire key got pressed or the charge key got pressed and the minigun is on neutral state or discharging state, we interrupt the mechanics and we start charging again. Now if it's charging, we want to check if it has charged for enough time, so it's 0.2 seconds. And then if the fire key is down, we also check right there if it's going to shoot. So that's pretty much it. So let me show you the demo once again. Charging, charge, fire, discharging, discharge. The same thing if I remove this debugging part and just have our pew pew show up so you can see the rate. I'll press my charge key, fire, fire, fire. I'll release my charge key and then press to fire now. 3, 2, 1. As you can see, it's got a little delay before it shoots, so you can integrate that into our chopper gunner tutorial, for example, into a death machine, minigun, on a turret on top of a vehicle, or on or an outpost, or on a airplane, or whatever you want. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and be sure to watch the other tutorials as well. See you next time.